Another day, another scam. This one has actually been chilled, or let's say talked about, by several YouTubers, and there's one in particular that discussed it recently. He has quite a large following when it comes to this niche's standards, and the moment he spoke about it, it stopped trading. And when I say stop trading, meaning it scammed everyone who invested in them. This one is called FX Master Gold. I had no idea that this thing existed. There are so many of these, fishy, weird platforms out there, and honestly, to this day, none of them has proven that they work, and they all scammed at some point. So I don't understand why people still invest in these. And it's even worse when it comes to a centralized platform. At least the contracts, a staking contract, is someplace decentralized where you can check your funds at all times, or the contract balance at least, so you can monitor this situation. But something like this, where you actually create an account, send funds to some personal wallet, so to speak, and them leveraging some shady website to, create fake trades for you and give you profits, I don't know. It's clear that this is something that is quite fishy and quite elaborate when it comes to scamming people. Alright, so starting things off, red flag number one on the home page directly. Look at this. Our goal is to reach 15% of weekly profits. Weekly. That is what? A bit more than 2% per day. So that is their conservative profits that they would be making for you when you invest with them through gold copy trading. Now, before I actually get into copy trading as a, investment vehicle, gold being traded in the commodities market is not something that is as volatile as people think, that could actually bring you those huge profits on a day-to-day basis. Yes, the small ticks into gold prices up and down, if you're investing huge amounts of money, I'm talking millions, yes, can bring you, when there's a positive trade, lots of profits, but this is something that on average is not quite doing anywhere near that percentage. In fact, 90% of traders or day traders are usually in a loss, and only 10% make a gain. I'm talking wide knowing statistics. So when it comes to gold trading specifically, you need to be patient. It's a hedge and it's a long-term approach. You using the fluctuation of the gold commodities chart every single day to make that 2.5% consistently is not something that is doable. Just straight away, it's not doable. All right. And again, we go back to the idea of if someone actually knew how to do this himself for that amount of profit per week, why would they even consider using you? And we're gonna get into why this is all actually bogus, right? Why this is also a facade that doesn't exist. So jumping into the copy trading strategy that they're discussing, copy trading is actually something that exists, right? So you go into brokerages and you see people and investors who are actually good traders, and they make, let's say, an average return of 10% a year, and you copy their trades. But again, there's also the risk of you losing money on a specific day, but then you could make it out on the next day. So copy trading is very volatile, and it's not something that will 100% guarantee your profit every single day. All right, so that's copy trading in a nutshell. And at most, you can expect, on average, upwards to 10%. 0 to 5% is actually quite reasonable in my personal opinion. I mean, on very rare occasions, like for example, eToro pulled out a report and they said that on average their copy traders made 31%. But that is something that I don't know if it's correct or verified, but that also includes all types of markets. So if you add the cryptocurrency market, which is pretty volatile, and especially during the bull run when everything was exploding, that number makes sense only from that matter. But to tell me that in gold trading someone made 31% from copy trading, I don't think that is actually quite reasonable in my personal opinion, right? So all markets together, perhaps that makes sense. And when it comes to actually copy trading, things to remember, because there are good risks and lots of risk involved with this. So if you really have to think about the risks that are involved in copy trading, you have to go in to check what are the limitations that copy trading actually gets you involved in. So there's, for example, the market risk that you run, like we just discussed, like the volatility, the liquidity risk, because you don't actually know, for example, how liquid are these assets that these traders are trading, and there's your lack of knowledge. So you're just blindly entering these markets without actually knowing what you're doing, and other than the lack of mutual interest. So meaning that trader doesn't care who is following him, he's just doing what he wants, and he could lose money, and they're not there to make you money as well. So you're just, you know, following someone based on historical results, which is also something that doesn't guarantee future gains. So there are these small risks that you should know when it comes to copy trading, and it's very important for you to do so. So keeping those things in mind, we can proceed further and actually go into the things that are huge red flags in my personal opinion. And the first thing, before I go over there, I want to say that them giving, you know, statements about their team with 15 years plus of experience, blah blah, all of these things are just words, and they can be said, and none of this can be monitored, especially this part right here. Like them writing those numbers, the trading accuracy, the years of experience, those are numbers anyone can overwrite. Like there's no actual context or no actual proof that these numbers are real. Who are the team? Are they actually experienced? Can I find their brokerage history, their portfolio? So none of this exists. So you can just make stuff up, and it will actually make sense in the eyes of newbie investors. Now, before I go ahead and tackle the biggest red flag of them all, I just want to say that everyone can write whatever numbers they want on their own personal website. So again, 80% trading accuracy, 15+% year of experience, not years. So typos, whatever numbers they could add. So none of this is verified, none of this can be backed up. And the years of experience, so to speak, is also something. Who are these people? Who are these traders? Where are their brokerage portfolios? How long have they been trading? Where, when, blah blah blah. So all of this information doesn't exist, of course. I mean, that's quite normal. And yeah, so anonymous people, and you should believe whatever you see on their website. I'm just gonna pull out the Telegram channel of these guys and just mention that they actually stopped their withdrawal through an announcement. And it's quite funny because this text is literally textbook for all of the scams and rug pulls that have happened. So they just come out with some excuse saying that markets have incurred a loss, blah blah blah. We've been doing this for a while and we incurred unexpected circumstances. So there's always some reason, and they're gonna mention the war in Ukraine, COVID. So there's always gonna be some macro factor that has nothing to do with whatever they promise, and they're gonna mention it. So they make claims, then they use the actual macro environment to justify them stopping this and them re-evaluating their strategy going forward. So it's all a sham, it's all bullshit, it's all bogus. Excuse my language. So going back to this, I'm gonna jump straight into the biggest red flag. I mean, a person has to do a lot of research, especially when it comes to these centralized websites. So there's no staking contract for me to trace. It's just God knows how much money was sent. God knows how much money has been lost. I don't know. I could not pull this information, but what I can do is actually pull the data that shows that this is a scam. Now, like I said, you have to do lots of research. You have to try to find the shred of evidence that would lead you to something shady, and this is where you draw the line. Unless you want to gamble, put your money in, do it at your own terms. Don't be someone with a huge following and knowing very well that even if you say risk capital, do your own research, blah blah, there's always gonna be at least one person that is gonna invest blindly because you have. So don't do that to others. All right, this is very, very, very disgusting in my personal opinion. Hence why in my overview videos I never put a referral link and I say you can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna be part of it. All right, that's how it works. If I want to invest my own money, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna be, you know, flagging my links around and telling people that this is something that they should consider. But that aside, this is it. This is the biggest red flag. So it turns out that they're using this platform to copy trade themselves and send you the profits, which is also another facade because they are just giving you money from new investors. That's how it is. All right. So this website right here is called Absolute Markets. You can create an account and you can start trading gold or other markets as well. Now, so many shady stuff that appeared in my research on this website, and I'm gonna go over them one by one, all right, for you to understand why immediately after seeing this a person should stay away. So established in 2021 in St. Vincent and Grenadines, unfortunately the founders and partners of this so-called website and brokerage also have no trace online and no personal portfolios. And also this is a non-regulated brokerage, so it couldn't be fined with the FCA, the ASIC, or the BaFin. So again, it's a non-regulated brokerage, which is, you know, illegal, so to speak, and it doesn't have a, you know, other than a legal framework, it doesn't have a certain path when it comes to then investing your money and taking care of your investments. All right, and not only a non-licensed brokerage is unsafe, there are no rules, so they can do whatever they want, because at the end of the day, if they did something against textbook, you cannot go back and file a complaint. So they can do whatever the hell they want, and you're gonna just have to accept that. And on many occasions, apparently, customers and investors have complained that they cannot withdraw their money. Sounds familiar? This is what happens with the so-called facade that they're using to leverage this. So they can stop withdrawal any minute, and you're not gonna get your money in the process whenever they do so. All right. So people have actually also tried to do a memo to see how this works, yet they could not find such a feature. So they could not really try the trading platform from themselves from not using their own money, meaning usually, you know, reputable brokerage websites or firms, so to speak, they have a demo version, so you can actually play with the numbers on, I mean, leveraging the actual markets, but not using your own money. And that doesn't exist here. And this is something that also adds to the shadiness to a non-regulated company like this one. And on the main website, they say that they're using one of the account types. So there are 4 account types on this website, but they're going to be leveraging something called ECN. And ECN only lets you deposit $500 and more. I think it's, I don't know if it's actually 500 or it's at least 500. So they're not using the cheaper options. They want you to start your journey with a substantial amount for some people. I mean, $500 is not a small amount for some, all right? And when it comes to entering the platform and exiting, you can easily enter. When it comes to a scam, so to speak, you can easily give them your money, but it's almost impossible to take it out. So you can enter with a debit card, bank account, a crypto wallet, whatever. But when it comes to taking your money out, apparently you are not able to do so. Apparently you cannot put that money back on your debit card or your credit card. And even if you can, it will either take you, I don't know how much time, or it will never happen. All right. So it's easy to enter the market, but very hard to exit it. And I think with that being said, here comes the conclusion. Shady websites like these have so many red flags, and you need to know how to spot them. Perhaps you did and you still wanted to gamble because you saw the high amounts of percentage that you can make in profits and you got a bit greedy. That's fine, as long as you accept the fact that the moment you paid them that money, you almost 100% lost it. All right, if you can live with that fact, just do it. But if you're actually someone who wants to do research, it's very easy. Those extreme percentage in profits when it comes to commodities markets, forex markets, etc., are not feasible. Just keep that in mind. The fact that they're following a non-regulated brokerage, very shady, with all of the things that I came up with. You can research all of this yourself. It's very easy, not so complicated to find information online. So after seeing all of these things, the fact that the strategy is flawed, the ROI percentage is flawed, the team that doesn't exist, all the unfounded statements that they made on the website, on the Telegram, there's nothing really concrete, and the shady brokerage that is backing this up. So put all of these together, bundle them up, and you have a recipe for disaster. All right. I think at the end of the day, I just want to say that please, please, please stop following anonymous or not anonymous YouTubers who talk about these things. Even if I personally made an overview on something like this, just skip or gamble some money in, because I'm not going to put a referral link so you can do whatever you want. But please don't follow anyone whenever they talk about scammy projects like this. All right, whoever that person is, even if they apologize, even if they say whatever disclaimer, this doesn't apply. All right, people are still gonna enter. Like I said, at least one person will. So please stay away from them. I'm not gonna name names, but I have sometimes on Telegram, and I hope by this time you'll understand who are these people and their agendas. All right. So I really hope you stuck around till the end. I hope I gave you some value with this. Thank you. See you in the next one. Have a good one.